Hello, Mosslings. Why doesn't this work? Oh, hi, Mosslings. It works now. It's like we can have the same struggle every morning. It's great. So, welcome to the stream. Today we are going to play Death and Taxes. Despite the fact that the notification said Amulet because we didn't update it. But we have a brand new build today. This is built on the successes of Never. If Never is around, otherwise say hi to them in Discord. We got some small differences. It's not huge. The biggest differences here compared to the other builds are the flagstones are gone. You can see the mana base is a little better. We have two concealed courtyards, an extra shadowy backstreet. As well, we have 3 fatal pushes mainboard. That's the other really big change. Everything else is just a little trimmed. Only 3 ephemerates, only 3 flicker wisps, which I don't like, but we'll see how that goes. Into the sideboard, we have a second crystal barricade, which is very nice. We also really excellently, I'm excited to play this. We're playing 1 copy of Pest Control. This will be good against Energy. This will be good against Titan. This will be good against a lot of random things, probably Yogg type situations. I don't know. I'm quite excited to try it. So I think that we are good to go. Let me double check my sizes here. What up? Good morning. Okay, let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. Yeah, that's true. Like I said, the notifications said Amulet Titan. My screen says Amulet Titan too. Let's see what this says. I bet that. That's how we change that. It's a good swamp, no? I think it's a good swamp. Okay, the 15th. Today we have a brand new Death and Taxes build for our little charts. What are we at? 25, 113, or 15, sorry. We'll copy the... Paste the format. We're almost good. Chip, chip, chip. Clear that. And let's go. Yeah, it's the... I love these. These ones are great in paper as well. These are the old school, the Urza Saga, you know? Oh. Okay. Well, whatever. I forgot my coffee. I need my coffee, otherwise I may die. I'll be back. Okay, see? I didn't die. We're good. I have coffee now. I have coffee and a monster. I think this music, do we want to change it? Yes, they were texted in paper, but on MTGO they adopt the old school frame and they take the frame and they take the art, but they don't actually apply the old school because it's still updated, right? Okay. I agree. We're going J-pop. How about the top 100 most played songs in Japan? That's not actually J-pop. J-pop now. J-pop. Do you want J-pop now or J-pop throwback? This is the real. I think we're gonna start with throwback, and we can maybe. We have a playlist. You said give me auto. I have a playlist of J-pop throwback. I'm gonna hit shuffle, and that's all we're doing. No choices today. Our choices are all magic related. Okay. This is a very this is a very calm start. But let's see. We will play a league. Let's make sure you can see the league. And there we are. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how long this is gonna last. I really like it, but it's not the pace that I normally play Magic at. We'll see. We'll give it a try. That's that's a different issue. Okay, we have an opponent. Let's play a game. We will go first. We're both being given the opportunity to do so, and we'll take it. Against our opponent is SGK 0429. Catchy. Okay, we will play first. That is not a very good hand. This is a risky hand we're going to keep. We have Witch Enchanter. No. Oh, man. I think this is better than a 5. We're going to keep it. We'll get rid of a Emperor. Okay. Bolt a Witch Enchanter for 3. Play a Vial past the turn. Now we just need to draw a land. One of those lands from the first hand would be nice. Another Vial deck. Interesting. Okay. So I don't know what that's doing up there. Vial can tick up. And we draw a land. Excellent. I guess let's fetch a Godless Shrine. This is a very, very expensive beginning to the game. Balemurk impending. Let's get ourselves something. Let's get ourselves a Flicker Wisp. We love Flicker Wisp. Okay. Pass turn. So if we draw land next turn, we have White Orchid, we have Flicker Wisp into Balemurk. Burn is, yeah. Burn is not great right now. Actually, I mean, it's better now than it was when Ring was around, but... That's kind of what I thought was going to happen. This is Esper Taxes versus Orzhov Taxes. Saturo is something they've been playing, which is quite interesting. Sure. Into my turn. Let's draw land. Tick up Aether Isle. Yeah. Not what we wanted, but it's not the end of the world. So we're just going to pass the turn. Take down Overlord. We have White Orchid. Which, let's use now. We're going to White Orchid, let's say, a Godless Shrine. They Fatal Push that, which is fine. It's still... They are the best. They send the cat-eared headphones, they send a message, you know? So it's interesting that they took... the Balemurk instead of... Or the black none of them were cast. No mana was spent. Draw a card. Okay, they get to draw a card, and we're gonna push Saturo. That sounds like a good plan. I don't know what other message you could possibly want to send. Okay, we're going to tick up our vial. And we're going to draw land. That's good. Shadowy Backstreet. Surveil 1. White Orchid. Into the grave. We're going to wait for Wisp until their second main. Clearly, you're a very progressive company. Oh. So we could wisp out the witch and destroy their overlord. That's what we're going to do if they target overlord. What it means is we're not going to be able to blink our own overlord. Or we could Solitude Phelia right now. They tick up the vial. Beginning combat. Phelia attacks. So, is it worth giving them... I think 2 turns left. If we exile Phelia, then we lose the other Solitude as well. We're going to vial in Wisp. Well, I think we're just gonna both get Balemurks. If I exile my witch, or if I witch the witch, it comes back there before the Balemurk would actually come back, because of Apnap orders. So we wouldn't actually be able to destroy that this turn, which is not great. In this case, oh, never mind. In this case, we could have done something, but we can't. So they fatal push my Flicker Wisp. They'll cast another Balemurk. Balemurk is getting big now. Death and Taxes is a real deck somehow accidentally. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. So I take 2. I get my Balemurk back. We could Solitude. No, let's do the Balemurk first. If we have 2 Solitudes, let's get something to exile. Or we get a Wisp. We'll get a Wisp. They'll take down their Overlord. Then they get their Overlord back, and they get an ETB. There's a good chance they take Witch Enchanter. That's what I would take. They have Satoru as well. Yeah, they take Witch Enchanter. Their plan will be to destroy my Overlord. They want to flicker their Balemurk. Okay. I don't like it. But they're tapped out. Well, they have their vial, so Oculus. Wow. Wow. This is quite the amalgam. I like it. They're gonna Manifest Dread. I like Oculus with the vial though. That's actually super nice. Okay, my vial. We're gonna stay on 3. We're gonna always know no. Draw for turn. Land is good. Land is not enough, but land is good. Okay. We're gonna attack with. We're gonna attack with the Overlord. So what do we want to do here? We get something. We get something to exile, probably. Yes. They have another one waiting in the wings. Let's take the White Orchid. Exile White Orchid. Evoke trigger on the bottom. Yeah, let's just give them 10 life. Sure. Let that resolve. Yeah. Throw out Flicker Wisp. ETB. We flicker out Balemurk. If we flicker out Balemurk, it comes back. Can get us something to exile to the Solitude. Otherwise, we should have used mana for the Flicker Wisp. Okay, well, we're gonna exile out Balemurk anyway. Because that's just what we're gonna do. Move to end step. Balemurk returns. You activate. Oh, Interrupter's really good. What are they going to do? They're going to exile. Take a White Orchid. Exile White Orchid. So the question is it better to have the Oculus or Phelia? And I think I'm going to exile the Oculus. Phelia is going to get them an Overlord, which is not great. But now they have nothing to rebound. I guess they could rebound their Manifest. Does that work? Vial to 4, and they destroy my Overlord. I'm going to yield till the end step. They vial the Witch Enchanter, destroy my Vial, which is not great. So is this Esper Death and Taxes, or are we now... Is this just Esper mid-range? Is this Esper Blink? What's the, I have no resources of any kind. Let's destroy Phelia, right? I'll just... No blocks. I could take 5. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Because it's more, Death and Taxes tends to be mono white. Man, those Oculuses are very good in this deck. Their end step, we're going to fetch. Oh, well, fine. We'll just take a plains. I mean, that's not entirely true, right? We call, like, Death and Taxes is Death and Taxes because people going with white weenies, not because of all the tax effects. White Orchid is not gonna do it. We're gonna concede. That's not what we need. Okay. First and foremost, Containment Priest. Very important. Wrath of Skies comes in. Crystal Barricade is not. Let's not bring that in. We're just gonna treat this a bit like a heavy. Look at. I mean, I guess it's a graveyard, right? So this is what we want: Containment Priest, Wrath of Skies, Fairy Macabre, Surgical Extraction. Let's see what we can fit in here. They don't seem to be running much of a counter suite. Fush can take the... Yeah, I guess the White Orchids are the first thing to go. One, two, three, four. We lose a Wrath of Skies. Bogart's good, 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 good. Witch Enchanter, Overlord. Lose a Phelia. We really can't play. We already. This is a 61 card deck with only 21 lands. It has 4 vials and it's super cheap, but I think, unlike other builds, like I don't feel comfortable cutting a Witch Enchanter. Fatal Push. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. I'm gonna cut an Emperor. This is how we'll roll. I will play first. One, two, three, four for a vial, man. Well, we went down to 5 the first game. And that wasn't great. So we're just gonna try to, let's play a fast land. Tap for whatever, play a vial, pass the turn. They can fetch. They probably take Phelia. It's my turn 2 play. Oh! That's actually surprising. Okay, we're gonna tick up Vial. Play a Flooded Strand and pass the turn. So we're gonna keep the Surgicals till something good hits. If we do this right, we can get something important when a Balemurk hits, you know? End stuff fetch. We just go basic planes. 1, 2 Phelia, which they might, I don't know, counter? Exile? I have no idea. They know it's there. Anyway, yeah, Fatal Push. That's fine. So into my turn, we will tick up Vial. As we do. Recruiter of the Guard. So let's fetch for something. What a strange way to show my library. We have the Backstreet in hand. Let's take that. 1, 2, 3 Recruiter. Yes. So the real question is, what do we take? I guess, what's their graveyard look like? I guess let's take Phelia. And then we'll vial it in at the end of their turn. It's not doing any good now. Pass the turn, pass the turn. Recruiter probably wouldn't attack even if it wanted to. I'm not gonna lie, this music is growing on me. I mean, I like this. I like J-pop, but it seemed a little low for when we were starting, but it's pretty good. Opponent fetches. Watergrave. So Balemurk enters. They mill 4. Oh, they mill 4 first. Then. Interesting. They took an Emperor Bones. That's fine. And then we move to their end, or their, right, I still have their second main marked. We'll not set a stop there. Their end step. We Vial in Phelia. They have a mana open. They could probably still Fatal Push it. They've already pushed once. They're going to push again. That's fine. Maybe we should have surgicaled that. Vial up to 3, which is right where it belongs. Backstreet Surveils. Apparition. Not immediately useful. Graveyard that. I don't know. We attack for 1. I said we wouldn't give him the opportunity. I lied. Flickerwisp is going to flicker the Overlord. Presumably. Flickerwisp. Are they on their turn? Flickerwisp enters. So, this is before they've milled. Now they mill 4. Then they're going to take Enchanter or Flickerwisp. Oh, a Saturo. Okay. Their end step. We will always know the Vial. No. Keep it on 3. Play a Marsh Flats. Pay black 1. Impend a Balemurk. Yeah, we will activate that. There's some cat nonsense happening here. So Fairy Macabre is interesting. We can hardcast Solitude, but not till next turn. We have nothing that can immediately help us, which is sad, really. So we will take a... We'll take that Apparition now. We got Apparition on Vial. The Balemurk is still going to hit, which is not great. We actually know the Satoro is in their hand. Satoro. Okay. Let's see. Maybe they take a second one. So they have a Solitude. Well, we're going to Vial, exile the Flickerwisp. They might blink it, but there's not much they should do at that point. And I'll take the 5. No blocks. So 1, 2, 3. Oculus. We'll fetch. Why not? No reason. Take the other back street. Surveil. Surveil, surveil. Interrupter is a very good card. Arguably, it isn't excessively helping us next turn, but so we throw the vial in the stack. They get to manifest dread. We get to vial up nothing. Interrupter was maybe a bad call. Interrupter doesn't actively help us, and I feel like that's a real issue. They have 6 cards in hand. They have 1 Satoru here. I know they have a Satoru in their hand. I mean, we're going to take 10 next turn. We're just not fast enough. No attacks. So we don't need to take 10 this turn. They're going to swing with both. All 3, I guess. Why not? So they're declaring. Opponent is thinking. Ah. Opponent is still thinking. Yeah, Oculus is a very good card in this deck. I'm not gonna lie. Not attacking with the Oculus. Yes, attacking with the Oculus. No, maybe not. Yeah, maybe. They've disconnected. That's fine. You take your time, opponent. I'll be here. We'll just hang out. Do 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 do. Opponent is still thinking. So what's going on in your life, chat? Let's discuss. Opponent has time to kill, to be fair. Well, they've lost connection twice and joined twice, so they're having some problems. Hi. Thanks. Sharons, I think you'd appreciate this. This is round 1 against the Esper Blink build. So it's basically, gotta say, Oculus is very good in this deck, right? I think I like the I like it pure. I don't like what the mana base would need for the blue, but this is a pretty strong deck. I think the only way I win here is actually if they time out. An Oculus in a Vile deck is amazing. Okay, opponent's back. He hasn't made any moves yet, but opponent is back. Hey! Things are happening. That's fair. That's fair. It's ripping me apart, but it's not. What do we got? I think at this point we're just. See, we're going to black. So we're going to surgical Phelia. It doesn't really matter. They don't have a vial, so so wisps are less good. They have a solitude in hand, and honestly, they only have 3 Phelia in their deck. Wow, their hand is super stacked. Get out of here. Yeah, I am not going to win against this. Even if I thought I was going to win, I'm not. So let's declare some attackers. Throw the 1/1 in front of the Balemurk. And take 7 to 5. They play a tap land. Apparition, my Vial, I guess? Yeah. Probably should have used it. Probably should have used the Avian Interrupter. Wasn't paying nearly enough attention. And has basically already... I've basically already, yeah, well, Godless Shrine's not it. That's game. We will concede to their Blink deck. Nice 0-2. That's a brutal start for today, but honestly, what can I say? being beat by a version of my own deck, I'm a lot more okay with it than I feel like I should be, right? I just want Balemurk to do well. I wish the best for Balemurk. Okay, so right out of the gate, there goes our 5-0 hopes, which is not great, but we can still do plenty good for today. Let's just jump right back into a league. Round 2. Let me update some background stuff. Okay, so we're matching. Oculus bad. I'm very impressed by it against us. I'm kind of on the same boat as Sharon's. I'm not sure it should live in our deck, even if our deck is Esper. But like I say, I'm impressed by it. With the Vile is super good. Okay, so we are on the play. We are against Azure Moon. We won the die roll. We will go first. Yeah, that's a good hand. That's the first 7 that didn't have 5 lands in it. It also doesn't have a first turn play, which sounds like a bad thing, but it's actually not. It means we can surveil end of their turn. Oh, Street Wraith. This is Living End. Living End is super funny with this deck because we use the graveyard. I'm sure they have graveyard hate in the side. Maybe in the main, but I would doubt it. Phelia can go to the graveyard. We're fine with that. So now they've seen Phelia. Waiting on opponent. Okay. Their end step. We've fetched. We've taken Fatal Push. It does feel a little bad, but there's nothing compared to the day before they shut down the challenges. Like, that was crazy. Okay, we're definitely going to use this mana. We could push if we need to, but we won't against that deck. Let's just play the Marsh Flats. We have some reactions. What we really want to do is we want to play a Phelia at the end of their turn. But until then, we have options. Like, yeah, the lag was bad, but like D&T is a long grindy deck, and that was kind of hard. But the other deck I play is Titan, and Titan with that lag was just insane. Like, it's so hard to get things anyway. Like, just to get all of your triggers and get everything stacked properly. With the lag, it was taking like 25 seconds in between triggers. Okay. So we are going to play Phelia. If they are Living End, they might have counter spells, something like this. Like who's to say, really? They don't really have anything, like, I guess they can't have counter spells because of the Cascade. Probably they would have something a bit more along the lines of Force Negation, which doesn't help them here. Wait. That's dumb. Let's do that way. We'll play a Impend a Balemurk. They're gonna fetch. Since I believe, I think they can force it. If you cast a spell for it enters with time counters, it isn't a creature to last its room. It isn't a creature to last its move, so I think it's still a creature spell. I'm not 100% on that, but Waker of Waves. That's fine. My assumption would be, oh, yeah, they can subtlety. It's actually been a while since I've seen subtlety, but it's been a while since I've played against Living End as well. They subtlety this as well. There's a pretty good chance at this point that they Living End next turn, because their graveyard is quite full. Well, let's attack with Phelia. Let's swing for 2. No targets. It's interesting. The impending cost comes as a creature, so you can't force it. I was just thinking that because something like Detective Phoenix, when you bestow something, that can be forced. That's a that goes on the stack as a non-creature spell. Yeah. So here's their Cascade. We're not going to concede yet, but this game is pretty over. I mean, that's fine. They shuffle away my 1 Phelia. I mean, what do you do, right? Certainly can't any of the things. I guess maybe I got greedy. Maybe I should have played Emperor of Bones and started exiling their creatures, but all of their creatures, basically all their creatures came in response to the Balemurk. I think the best we can get here maybe is Impend a Balemurk, hope to get a Solitude, exile Solitude from White Orchid. Not a Solitude. I think that means we're dead. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20. Yep, we're dead. Concede the game. Well, we had a good hand. And we went first. And we lost. Not a great feeling. Okay, so we want Fairy Macabre, Thoughtseizes, Surgical, and Containment Priest. White Orchids do not help here. First Strike doesn't do anything. Their lands, they're not particularly weak on their lands. Fatal Pushes do less than nothing. That drops us to 61. We've lost 4 creatures and gained 2. So we're 2 creatures down. I think that's okay. Let's try that for game 2. Okay. So it feels like I don't know what's going on. We were getting three twos, 4-1s. We had a 1-4 the last 2 days in a row. Granted, it was two different decks, but we had a 1-4 the last 2 days in a row, and this is so far not feeling great. Um, so far the games, the first game was Esper Blink, and they just outground us basically. With they have the Balemurk Phelia combo, but then also they had Oculuses, which is just gave them too much value. We just couldn't run with that. Now this is Living End, heavy combo. Why am I keeping the Containment Priest? Containment Priest feels really good. I realize it turns off a lot of mine, but if I can play around it, it's the classic D&T non-bow, right? If I can play around it, cast it in response. Oh shit, you're right. Containment Priest gets exiled before Living End resolves. Well, then that's why I was keeping it anyway. Yeah, I get it. I just didn't understand. I appreciate you trying to stop me from making mistakes. So this is terrible. But we can still second turn Phelia, but we can't. I'm gonna mulligan this. It feels bad. That's not a lot better, actually. I think we should have kept that 7. We're gonna get rid of the enchanter. Okay, we will play a Godless Shrine, shock, play Vile. We shock because life doesn't matter as much. Like, we're less worried about it. Life doesn't matter as much in this matchup. Generally speaking, they tend to win. Like, they win or they don't. But if they can crack off Living End, then there's serious issues happening. Pass their turn. Opponent shocks but doesn't use it. That's suspicious. We tick up Vile. We get something we can't play. We play a Marsh Flats, pass the turn. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Drannith is good. Yeah, I guess messing with, instead of the creatures coming in, is messing with this Cascade itself. I mean, our decks were all heavy Cascade hate and Rhinos times, right? But okay, they cycle an Ent at the end of my turn. And they'll destroy my Vile. I would have liked that Vile. We're going to take a shadowy backstreet and surveil. Phelia can go to the grave. We wouldn't mind having Phelia, but also we wouldn't mind having Phelia. We'll pass the turn. We'll pass the turn. We'll pass the turn. So we did not get a third land. They exile Waker Waves, and there's a pretty good chance we lose this game next turn. One, two, three, Shardless. So we let it cascade. We want them to find... The plan is basically this. We let them find Living End. We're going to exile Solitude, or we're going to Solitude nothing. We're going to Solitude another nothing. And then get them back unless they shuffle. And if they shuffle our graveyard, then we are just boned. But we don't have a lot of options here. Evoke nothing. They have a Waker and an Ent, hey? We're gonna exile another nothing. Or exile another Solitude. Sorry, evoke another Solitude. No targets, evoke. No targets, evoke. Now it's a question if they have... Oh, good. Excellent. They're going to get a pile of life, but I get some creatures. That was about as good as that could have gone. Phelia is not a third land, but we can attack with everything, blink out the Shardless. Yeah, I'd like to do anything else besides that, but I wonder if I blink out a Solitude, they probably block a Solitude. If they... Yeah, we won't. Loosely speaking, I was going to block out a Solitude or blink out the food token, which would make them probably try to block Phelia to the opportunistic kill, which would then allow me to just hit them, trade, and cast another Phelia. But I don't think... It seems like a risk. What they probably want to do is cascade again, because if they cascade again, then... Well, I'll just take that too, eh? If they would cascade again, it would kill my board, which might happen main board anyway. 1, 2, 3. They're going to get a Curator of Mysteries. I get nothing. Oh! Okay. I don't get necessarily nothing. We let them find their Living End. I flash in Phelia. Legend Rule. Keep that. And now at least I get another Phelia back. Give me a land. That is not a land. That's that... it's that Containment Priest. Yeah, well... It's good because I can blink out their stuff. It's true. But the thing is that I attack with Phelia, and I can blink their stuff out, but then I lose Phelia. The real benefit here is that it's an exile instead of grave. The sad part is that I'm going to I'm going to blink out their curator. And then they're going to block the shardless. I mean, that's true. I do still have a creature. But it's not great. So we're going to trade. We're going to wait for the return to be on the stack, which it is white 1. Containment Priest. Subtlety. A lot of thinking there for a tapped out person. Yeah. That's okay. We're going to get rid of the Containment Priest. To the bottom, they get their curator back. They will swing for a 4, and I will take 4. Well, that's definitely not a third land. There's a pretty good chance they don't. Well, we thought seas because we thought seas, right? They're not doing a whole lot with their hand. And they're going to cast Endurance. Well, Ardent Plea was a bad thing. Was a bad card until they Enduranced me. Well, today we have kind of felt a bit outclassed every single match. We're now looking at our second 0-2. This Taxes deck, this is something I've been impressed with, right? And I don't think the changes... We have changes for the new deck, but I don't think those changes are significant. Still 2 lands. We'll pass the turn. They still don't have lethal, but there's not really much we can do. There's... Oh, no. They swing for 7-1. Now the top card is going to be a fetch because I desperately said I needed a land, but now I wouldn't be able to use it, even if it would save my life. Oh, oh, fetch. Yeah, let's concede. Well, it's even worse than a fetch. At least a fetch I would have been able to use and kill myself. A Witch Enchanter is just straight up, I don't have that mana to pay. Okay, so we're now 0-2. These are the kind of starts that do not make the day amazing. We looking for a win. Looking for a win coming up. I'm gonna send you to the bar quick, just for like 5 minutes. So pull up a bar stool, and I promise I'll be back. Okay. Let's go round 3. I think I want a new policy that I won't do yet. I think that if we O2 a game, I think from now on, if we O2 a game, we change the music. Like, significantly. Like, we change the style of music. Like, maybe it's just not right, right? Maybe we're not in the right mindset. This cat. Hi. It's a cat, that's all. Okay. We're waiting on our opponent. We can still pick this up. We will be on the play. We've been on the play so far the whole time. We're playing against Skewbed. I would like to play first. Well, that's as good as any. So, I think we're looking at a first turn Flooded Strand, shadowy backstreet type of situation. Then, depending on who we're playing, we can have we have Emperor and White Orchid both at 2, and Balemurk. So, yeah, let's see. I do nothing for my turn. Well, the person we played last was the second highest ELO that we've actually faced the whole since we started keeping track. So, end of their turn, let's fetch and let's surveil. Shadowy backstreet. Surveil. Flooded Strand. I feel like we shouldn't keep this, but I feel so burned by the last game that we're keeping it. Besides, we have turn 2 plays. We're gonna shock a Godless. They have 1 land. We're going to play an Overlord with Impending. Next turn, we can flicker it if we want to. We have to assume this is Oculus. We would like to use the ability. If it's Oculus, let's take... the Interrupt is nice. We can take the Interrupter later. Let's take Phelia. Pass the turn. So next turn, we want to blink Overlord with Flicker Wisp. If they leave 2 mana open, then we don't. If they leave 2 mana open, then we do... something a little less necessary, right? Okay. They are going to look for a land. They play a Delta, find a land. Doesn't matter. They're surveilling. So this is game 1. They could have Spell Pierce. They could have, importantly, they could have Spell Snare. I do not believe, it's possible they have Stern Scolding, but I don't believe that people are playing it so much. So I think let's go ahead with plan Overlord. Flicker Wisp. Flicker the Overlord. Yep. Good, good, good. Then we'll pass the turn. Overlord comes back. We mill some. We take back Skyclave. Pass turn. So Skyclave will get rid of the frog. It'll get rid of Oculus. Opponent plays a fetch. Fetch shocks Watery Grave. 3 mana open. 1 through 5. They're one short of Oculus cast. They play a frog. Living one up could be a consign. They could jump the frog. Play a land. So we could 1/2 White Orchid their land. Attack with both, see what happens. We can flicker something. I feel like they might have a consign. Yeah. That's fine. That's probably the best thing that could have happened there. So they have 5 cards in their hand. Beginning combat. Let's attack with both. Balemurk. We will use their ability. I can't really think of a situation where I wouldn't, but wow, there are a lot of White Orchids in there. So now we will take Interrupter as we start to get a bit of mana. If they want, they can jump the frog and make it big. So the frog has been bumped. What they're doing now, presumably, is they are setting up... Oh, that's really awesome that they did that now. So they're looking to block the Wisp. So if we're going to blink the Wisp anyway, let's let them block first. We ephemerate the Wisp. And Wisp is going to make their frog lose their counters. They take 5. And yeah, that's fine. They take 5. They get their frog back. Opponent plays a Scalding Tarn. 3 cards in hand. Beginning combat, they swing with the frog. We could block. I think we block and make them discard a card. And then we can Balemurk if we need to. They would need to discard 2 cards to save the frog. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They could cast an Oculus and have 2 cards left, 1 card left. 1 card left in the grave. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there we are. So they're tapped out again and 2 cards in hand. End step, let's fetch. So we're just going to Skyclave the Oculus, or the Oculus, but as well that's still going to give them a ooh. We'll keep that on top. That's good in all forms. End step. They're going to manifest Dread. Rebound trigger would make it so they can't. So Overlord can't attack. Okay. Would it give me anything? We will not take this rebound trigger. Nope. I would love it, but okay. So this is a land. We want to land. Then we can play Phelia or Emperor, and I think actually we need to get rid of their Oculus. Emperor into their Oculus would really be the place we want to go. If we get a land, we can at least take it. Arguably, we didn't get a land. Retrospectively, we knew we were not going to get a land. So, you know, that's a thing. Oops. 1, 2, 3. Apparition. MTGO is thinking. Come on, MTGO, let's go. Apparition. Oh, interesting. Manifests are non-token creatures. I mean, it makes sense. So what we can actually do here. Okay, never mind. We'll take the win. The what we could have done was actually we could have Balemurked for a witch. So Containment Priest. Occasional unearth problems. I think Containment Priest, but I think that if it's just unearth, that's maybe better situated for Specialist. Thought Siege Fairy Macabre. Interrupters, great. Some graveyard hate. White Orchid. White Orchid's out. Fatal Pushes stay in. Let's go down 2 Thought Seizes. And man, two Fatal Push. Fatal Push is so good in this deck, though. Yeah, I seem to be siding out the White Orchids a lot with this build. Now that we don't have flagstones, it's kind of an issue. Okay, we will keep this. This is as good as it gets. We've got the Shrine into Vial, into Flooded Strand, Phelia, Balemurk, even without a land draw. So they surveil away, shoot the Sheriff, suggesting they have alternate removal. Godless Shrine, Shock into Vial, pass turn. Opponent considers. Presumably they don't have a second land. I mean, they might have gotten one, but nope. So no second land is good. We will tick up. Play a Flooded Strand and Phelia in at the end of their turn. Yeah. Your other turn. No second land again. This is just looking like my game last turn. Or last round. Take a plains. 1/2 Phelia. Go into my turn. Tick up. Is that a... Oh. Well... well, I don't want to... Yeah, I guess that's fine. Tick up Vial. Black 1. Play the Marsh Flats just in case. Impend Balemurk. I would like to do that, and I would like to take, I was going to take Phelia anyway, but that's our only option, so good. We can also Vial in Phelia. So we're just going to wait till their turn. At the end of their turn, we're going to Vial in Phelia, and then we're going to crack Marsh Flats for a Surveil. Oh, poor opponent. Vial. We will use Vial's ability. Put on Phelia. Fetch into Surveil. We do not need a Marsh Flats. That can go in the graveyard. And now we go into my turn. Tick Vial up. Test if opponent has a... Nope. Not another push. So Vial up. Draw another Solitude. I guess we'll attack with Phelia. So we have Interrupter and Apparition available from Vial. Even more so, we could Vial in the Apparition and actually cast Interrupter. So swing for 2. Get back Balemurk. Activate. We have Phelia or Phelia. So, I don't know. We do 2. Phelia is up to 3/3. I feel like this is a bad idea, maybe? I feel like Interrupter, they don't have a land. This feels very important to them. Yeah. We'll take it. Okay. J-pop stays. But for how long? So, we need to switch up. The camera's really high today. So, we need to restart the client. As we do, a couple times a day. So, 1-2. We lost to the half mirror. We lost to Living End. We beat Oculus. We're doing okay. Let's see. We are loaded. Oh, we're half loaded. Okay. Up to 16-15. Okay, let's just jump into our next league match. Game? Come on, game. I don't actually know if we can do the the classic. There's a classic D&D meme about the mirror. And I don't think we can use that. I don't think it's technically a mirror, actually. Okay. Magic is stuttering, let's say. It's got its classic, yeah. You can see how it's kind of not loaded properly in the window. So we're still. I'm expecting it could freeze and crash right away. I think more I expect it to suddenly tell me that there was a error. I don't know how long we can sit on this screen and I don't know how long we can sit on this screen and expect positive results. I guess what I'm saying. Okay, well, then we're going to force quit this. Thank you, Magic. Once again, you have impressed me with your reliability and yeah, sure. Okay. Right. You're still seeing that Magic is starting once again. As they do. Magic, magic, magic. I'm telling you, I am aware of some of the reasons why, but they could have made Magic so much better instead of making Arena. They could have just update the Magic Online UI, make it actually run properly. Why write an entirely new rules base for these cards? That said, I think that Wizards despises the economy of MTGO, whereas MTGA is more in line with all of the current kind of online games and how they operate. Well, we're still unloading here. I don't know. I mean, I can show you this, but there's not much going on. I think it's about to crash again, actually. I know that this is the exciting content that you are here for. I mean, do we wait or do we just... Okay, it has crashed one more time. Come on, Magic. Okay. Magic. It's trying, okay? It's trying. And that's really... that's part of it. Okay, that looks good. We can join a league. Maybe. We're trying. Okay. Let's let this sit for a while. Let's figure out... Okay, we have a game. Awesome. We're on the draw. And we are playing against... Nikki Lazio. Okay. So, opponent is deciding whether they play first or not. Although, realistically, they're probably not deciding anything. They're probably just waiting. Very similarly to us waiting. But we did get further than last time. Last time we only got as far as the league screen. So we're still thinking. Aha! That's a okay hand too. So this we will keep if we ever get the opportunity to do so. Ah, there we are. Keep. Oh, Belcher. Belcher's a fun one. So, conceal courtyard. We pay one for a Vial and pass the turn. So if this is Belcher, which I see no reason for it not to be, we have to be aware of counter spells, of course, but also the blue flare. Basically, Thunder Trap here is able to get a land because of how things work. They take the Jwari Disruption, which they can play as land, but also counter something unless I pay, or counter something unless I pay 1. So we should be wary of that. Vial we will tick up. To 1. We will draw another Vial. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. They don't have any. Okay, we know they have the disruption. We would not like to pay the life. There's a chance they counter the second Vial, and if they do, that's okay. That's even better than okay. We will pass the turn. So they're Belcher, so we know that they have no basics. Blinking out their stuff, their lands have been super fun too, but so we know they have a Jwari Disruption. That won't help them with the Vials, but that could stop us unrelatedly. We will tap both up. So Vial goes to 2. And Vial goes to 1. We play a land. We really don't have a lot of need for anything. I mean, during my end step, we're going to bring White Orchid out. Yeah. They might. Yeah. I was going to say, if they play Consign, we have actually Aven Interrupter. But in this case, we'll just destroy something. We maybe should have played. Okay, Lotus Bloom exiled. They have Jwari. Oh, that was Jwari, but they might have another one. Let's play like they have another one. We're not playing Thalia or Phelia. We're also not playing Thalia, but okay. So we're gonna yes both of these up to 3 and 2, which is Phelia and the Apparition. So yes, draw Witch Enchanter. Not exceptionally useful. I think the first thing that we're gonna do is we are going to exile the Thunder Trap Trainer. It doesn't sound like a whole lot, but what it does is it turns off the blue flare. So yes, Skyclave, exile the trainer. Beginning of combat, swing for 2. I should have played Witch Enchanter, but failed to do so. Their end step. We're going to Violent Phelia. Yeah. Phelia. Pass the turn. We're going to keep both of these where they are. So this one we are going to always no at 2. Trevisible, thank you for the follow. So this one we're going to keep at 2, but we're not going to set always no. We can just sometimes no. We draw a card. So I would love to just cast Balemurk, but that feels greedy. So what we're going to do is we're going to attack with everything. Let's see. Oh, I'm happy to stream. We're going to blink out White Orchid. We're going to swing for 4. Move to the end step. White Orchid comes back. Destroy a land. What is this? Bane? That's the instant. Okay, these are all... Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay. I guess we get rid of the white. What do you got, opponent? They're tapped out. We don't need the vial. Anyway, we're gonna... If we interrupt... well, it's too late now. It's, I don't like the position I've put us in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, well, we're doing it anyway because we are. Because we are. It's true. I have to. I have an always no set on Aether Vial, and I don't actually know how to get rid of it. So they attack down, they tick down, they tick down. Let's see what that does. Yeah, that's what I mean. I actually have I have Vial right now set to wait. Oh, wait, turning. I have Vial right now set to always no, and I don't know how to undo that. I thought it would have been here. So let's put both of these on. Hope that right now I can change. Yeah, stop auto no. Good. All fixed. So now the 2. Oh, good. That'll work. I quite like... I feel very good about the Belcher matchup. The... Like, Wisp especially is just incredible. White Orchid is just incredible in this matchup. So... Crystal barricade. Let me quick Scryfall Charbelcher. I'm like 90% sure that that is target. Choo 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 choo. Any target. Good, good. Yep. So barricade comes in. Barricade comes in. Thought seizes come in. Seize. 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 3 cards out. Push is kind of nice, but not as nice as other things here. Push kind of clears the way, and it can actually open up. Let's lose a Phelia, because I can't target lands anyways. Push, push. Phelia is good, but we have 3 more. Thing is, I need to cut 2 more cards. I'm not used to. I find it much more difficult. I find it much more difficult to cut with this list than other lists. I end up always doing fatal pushes or white orchids. Solitude is like the golden goose. I'll take apparition back up. Solitude, solitude. Okay, we're doing it. We cut solitudes. Don't tell anybody. Two land. We're gonna keep that. We have a first turn surveil. Then we just have white orchids the whole time. We have white orchids all day. They play a tap land and a lotus bloom. I'll play a fetch and pass the turn. So we will pass into the end step. What we want from them is to play a tap land. So they pay the 3. They'll play a creature. So they're getting a land. And probably have the flare. And surveil. So surveil, trigger, Emperor Bone. Honestly, Emperor Bone should have maybe come out. Maybe next time, if we lose this, we do that. But for now, that can be in the graveyard. Emperor Bone is not excessively useful in this matchup. So the real question is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we want them to use their flare in a way so we can use the barricade next time. Flooded Strand, crack Flooded Strand. For a plains, I guess we just Balemurk. I think we need to directly threaten their land. We need to white orchid. Yeah, that's kind of where I ended up with that too. Well, the question is bait. It's a question of bait versus like I wouldn't play the barricade till next turn. Ha! They sided in their mountain. That's fine. They'll play your land 3. So we will bolt ourselves. We can 1/2. 1/2. They could Juari it. I could pay the 1. 1/2. They could sack the Thunder Trap Trainer to flare and then win. Or we wait. We are going to wait. If during their turn, if they play everything during their turn, we can interrupt her. So they have their Lotus. They can have it. It's their upkeep. We'll just let them have that. We need to use the interrupter on their kill spell. So we're going to use the interrupter on the Charbelcher. Hopefully, the idea is that we can use the interrupter on the Charbelcher. We can get them, even if they, I mean, if they flare it, then we lose. And that's fine. I mean, it's not great, but that's what was going to happen anyway, right? Tameshi. That's not the kill spell. Return you control to its owner's hand. Return to the battlefield. Okay. Now they're going to make a bunch of land. Or make a bunch of mana. And possibly kill Emmy. Or cast Emmy. The problem is if they cast Emmy, I can overload it, but they still, or I can interrupt it, but they'll still be able to cast it next turn, and I still won't have any way to deal with it. But that is not what they're doing. Oh, maybe they are. So we'll see where they leave all of this. So they have. So once again, 1, 2, 3 interrupter. But if they have a flare, they were going to win anyways. Yeah, they have a. Oh, they have Jawari. Yeah, okay. Their mountain is in their hand. Yep, all good. We're going to take another Solitude in over Emperor. I will play Thought Season to do nothing. I don't think this has enough interaction. This is much better. It's much, much better, even though it's also all lands. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get rid of an enchanter. Okay. So we played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games, and I think we have not. I think we've spent about one of those, 2 of those not mulliganing. We will pay that. We'll tap, cast a vial, pass the turn. Force a negation or just lag? It's a new game we play. So they exile a Lotus and play a tap land. So we'll tick up. Yep. Get a land, play a land. 1, 2, White Orchid. Let's make them go get their mountain. And yield the turn. They tick down their Lotus Bloom. Opponent is thinking. Play a Thundertrap Trainer to enable Flare and get a land. Waterlog Teachings. Okay. Let's move into my turn. We're going to tick up. Emperor of Bones, you say. Play Marsh Flats. Black 1. Let's see how they feel about Emperor of Bones. They're fine. They're actually F6'd out. We'll take their Suppression Ray just because I felt like it. Attack with the White Orchid for 2. And we'll just main phase White Orchid because it doesn't matter against their deck. Unless they have a second mountain. I would be really impressed if they had a second mountain. What we want is we want them to get the Lotus out in time to not be able to use it for anything. Their end step. Let's fetch Shadowy Backstreet and Surveil. Now is the time for Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is a great card right now. Is it? Yeah. We will tick up. Play Thoughtseize. Let's take the... Well, do we take the Charbelch or the Whir? The Whir is instant speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a really good hand. This is a really good hand. Tameshi. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Whir 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think Tameshi can make them win next turn. And then as we move forward, we can take Tameshi. Tameshi, what do we do? Yeah, Tameshi's fine. Okay. Attack with all three. They may as well block. Pass the turn. 11-15. They get their Lotus. Three, four, five, six. They have enough to cast. With the land they would play this turn, they have enough to cast Belcher, which they will not do. They play the Disruption. And they play a Belcher? That seems like a really bad plan. Vial, we tick up. Well, this is... They have a really bad... They went from having a really good hand to a really bad hand very quickly. Okay, white, white. White Orchid. Destroy that. Just destroy a land. They're going to find nothing. We will exile the Lotus Bloom for the sake of Tameshi. We'll attack with everything. Down to 7. And now down to 5. Then we are going to Witch Enchanter and destroy the Belcher. And there's a pretty good chance that they concede here. Yep. Okay. Belcher is a good matchup. We have as is classic, we're doing well against the things we know, and the things we don't know are less good. To update the thing. So, we are running real quick today. Only 2 hours in. We are 4 rounds in. If we keep this pace, well, no, let's not. I won't promise anything. Let's say there's a chance that we could play in another league, but let's see. At the very least, there would be a break in between. At most, maybe we would play more because 2 hours is very short. But let's charge into the 5th round and then see where we're sit. We haven't played Energy, so we're gonna play Energy. Additionally, we're going to go 1-1 so that our Solitude, Fatal Push, I think we keep this. Yeah. So we're on the draw, and we are playing against Sumnoako. Let's assume that... Let's assume that works in some language. Pass turn. Draw for turn. Oh, Vial. Nice. They could Spell Pierce it. I don't know what they're playing yet, so the benefits of turn 1 Vial are so good that it's worth testing that. We'll yield the turn. Hey, it's energy! As predicted. The question is, are we playing Mardu, or I guess we're playing... we're playing... Oh! It's Ruby. Well, that's fun. So, I can't say I'm going to win, but as before, I feel good about my Ruby matchup. We will tick up. We'll draw for turn. Play a land. Fetch. You know, it's gotta be a Godless Shrine. We got a Balemurk. So let's go black 1, impend Balemurk. Yes, I would like to do that. Witch Enchanter is actually kind of useful here. Yeah, we'll take Witch Enchanter. Pass the turn. So we're going to use in classic form, we're going to use the Witch Enchanters as lands. Then be able to blink them to destroy rubies, if rubies exist. This is not a strong start for them. They surveil. So they have a Rowl coming next turn, which we can push. They just surveilled away a ruby, which is interesting. Tick up. Play a land. So, Interrupter is what we need this turn. We need to keep Interrupter up. If they... Yeah. Yeah, we'll just pass the turn. We don't have a 2-drop, and Interrupter is how we don't lose. Raw with 1/2. Let's interrupt it. Oops. Let's fetch. So if we interrupt the Raw, we can push it when we can be more ready to push it when it comes in. Planes. Plus, it probably starts or stops their turn. Plus, the Vial will be at 3 then as well. And it'll cost 2 anyway, so. Plot the Raw. They can't cast the Wish now. And that feels important. That's not true. They could still cast... they could still... Yeah, that's fine. So they could still impulse. Ritual, wish resolve. Okay. They're tapped out. If we don't tick this up, then what we do is we... Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. We tick that up. It's like getting a free mana, right? Conceal Courtyard is not great. Next turn, they have Ral, which means we want that, which means we want to Vile. Yeah. Send out Recruiter. Recruit. Let's take the 5 cards in hand, 2 there. This is not great. We're going to take a Bogart. Attack with the Interrupter. My land was going to come into play tapped, and so I forgot to play it. Because that's how we roll around these parts. So in this case, we don't mind Ral. What we want to do is push it when... We want to push it when it flips. When it would flip, rather. Or maybe they'll just pass the turn. Who knows? So opponent plays a Bloodstained Mire. Gets a mountain. Gets a mountain. Okay, there's some mana. Leaving them with 1 mana. One mana is not enough. Well... So 1 mana is not enough to keep pushing, so we push. They've already played a land. They have 1 mana. They're going to have max 5 cards in their hand. But the rituals are all... The rituals are all instants, so they could have... To be fair, they could have then anyway, so... Oh, they didn't have the new cards yet. Okay. 2 mana with nothing to do. Let's go. We will not tick up. Drawing a white orchid. Play not paying the life. Beginning of combat. Attack for 3. One, two. White orchid. Destroy. Something. Tick Merc down to 1. Untap. So they have 6 cards in hand. We are pretty clueless. What we can do is we can Solitude Row. And we can Bogart. And that is on us. We could have ticked up Vial. They glimpse. 3 cards in hand. 3 cards in exile. And they give up. Okay. So, barricades are incredibly important in this. Surgicals and seizes. Barricades and surgicals, how about? Fwish is good even if it's not that. Emperor is not great. White Orchid's not great. Another White Orchid is not great. That's 2/2. Phelia is only there for our stuff. Flicker Wisp, we would love to 4th one. Bogart's great. Oops. We'll lose 1 more White Orchid. They got plenty. They got no blockers. They got a lot going on. Oh, I love this hand, but this doesn't seem... I got a mulligan. It's not interactive enough for this. This is much better. Dump a White Orchid. And keep that. Pass the turn. They can have their fetch. Witch Enchant is a good card. Let's do a tapped Godless Shrine. I would not like to pay 2 life, no. They fetch the end of my turn. Surveil. Pass, pass. Well, Surgical is the only weapon we have right now. But that's fine. They cast a Reckless. That just means they don't win this turn. Well, that seems like a good play. Yeah, so let's try this out. This is our first time in. Crystal Barricade. We have Hexproof. All non-combat damage to other creatures I control would be prevented. Basically, they need to kill this. 4 of their storm count needs to go to Crystal Barricade. And they can't assign ever all of it to me. Because I would still have Hexproof before the stack clears of all the storm triggers. They have white in the deck, so I don't know exactly what they got going on, but this might be it. Yeah, Prismatic is fine. It's not great, but they don't die. They don't win this turn. Flicker Wisp is not great. Let's do Witch Enchanter as a land. I would not like to pay 3 life. And let's go end step. So during their end step, we're going to bring in Phelia. Unless we lose. Which we could lose. That is not the way to do it, though. So they are going to fetch into a ruby. Cast it. That's fine. I feel like... Oops. I mean, I guess we can cast Phelia during the beginning of the combat step. There's no rule saying that Phelia can't play basketball, right? Okay. I would have loved a land here. So there's no way to get... We could Merc and Phelia the Merc, but then we lose, which is bad. So let's say 1, 2, 3. Flicker Wisp. Flick out the meadow. Beginning of combat. Let's swing with Phelia. Blink out the Wisp. Hit for 2. End of turn, we got some triggers. Wisp comes in. Let's blink out a land until next turn. Witch Enchanter comes in. Destroy the ruby. Pass the turn for real this time. There's Ral. What do we have? What do they have in their hand? If they had one... Yeah. If they had one ritual in their hand... Which they do not. They might win. They could... 1, 2, 3. They have 1 mana left out of Glimpse. They have not played a land. 1 mana. I worry about losing, so we're going to get rid of Glimpse. Or... Sorry. Surgical? Desperate Ritual. Yeah? Yeah. We at least get to see their hand. They have 1 mana if they have it in their hand. Ooh. Their hand is not great. Let's see that. Oh. That's stupid. Wear tear, and Manamorphous. Is there other card? That can work. They have a Pyretic Ritual. They don't have any targets for Wear Tear. They're trying to get up to the -8 is what is the kill. So there's the Manamorphs. They draw a card. They have 4 mana. They need to cast 2 spells. Pyroclasm is mean. Now they cast Medallion for 8. And they storm off to flip Ral. To be fair, that's what they needed to do. But it's not lethal for me, but they might be able to push that because they will, they'll flip Ral. And yeah, fine. Okay, they lost the flip. So they're doing damage to me, but I believe this is the end of their turn. Poor Phelia. They get their land back. Solitude. Not Solitude. So, first things first. Black 1. Emperor of Bone. Witch Enchanter tapped. Tapped? Yeah. Tapped. Okay. Move to combat. Eat Grape Shot, at the very least. End step. They have 2 cards in hand. We know what they are. And nothing in exile. And nothing flashback. They drew a medallion, so they cast a medallion. What we need to do is we need to wipe their graveyard right now. Just completely. Ugh. Well, that is not a great card either. Black 1, Impend Balemurk. Take a... We could take an Emperor. We could slowly eat their grave, hey? Take an Emperor. Play Witch Enchanter as a land. Oh, shit. Well, we won't. We don't actually have black. We can't cast that, but that's fine. Move to combat. Eat just one card. Let's take the Pyroclasm. I don't know if that's right, but that's as right as it's going to be. Probably Ritual is a good choice, but I mean, they have Manamorphous. Like, they have a lot going on. Swing for 2. I mean, end of turn, they are going to destroy my Overlord. Unless they forgot? I don't know. I mean, they don't need to, right? They can, I guess they can save it for Storm Count. Or just wait till their main phase. Sure. Oh, Ephemerate, you do nothing right now. That's sad. They do not attack with Ral. Oh, they do attack with Ral. Oh man, I can't. I don't know. This can't be the right move. But if we can surprise block Ral, that seems like an easy. It seems like an easy win here. Oh, except it's 1-3. I thought it was 1-2. Whatever. Reading the card. Something. Then it was just a waste of. It was an extreme waste of an Ephemerate. Good times. So how many relevant cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to attack with Emperor Bones. Eat the Ritual. Having only one black hurts right here, for real. I would have loved to cast the Emperor. But with only 2 cards in their hand, they have all the medallions. Likely what they're waiting for, what they need to do is flip Ra. Their draw was Gemstone Cavern, so they have one card that is not. They have one card that is not a wear tear. We go into my turn. We shock Agatha Shrine. Black 1. Emperor Bones. Move to attacks. Let's get Manamorphous. And Manamorphous. Swing with the Emperor. We can still adapt. Do we adapt? No. 1, 2, 3 relevant cards left in the grave. They pulled a land, play a land. Their end step. Let's push Ral right now. Leave the Flooded Strand in our hand because we, because. Emperor Bone is going to take Overlord. Other Emperor Bone is going to take a Flicker Wisp. A Flicker Wisp? Let's take a Enchanter. So resolve that. Resolve that. Black 1. Adapt. Put Merc into play. Opponent concedes, and we get 3-2 for the day. We'll take it. It started a little rough. It wasn't just 2 losses. It was 0-2, two rounds in a row. Not great. But 3-2 is good. 3-2 is good. So let's run through a wrap up, and then we will we'll run through wrap up, and then we're going to have, or I'm going to have a small break. And door, actually. Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. So, let's do a quick wrap up, and then we're gonna pause, and then we'll fuck it. It's 3 o'clock. We'll take maybe like a 15-minute break, and then jump back on. So first, let me switch you over to the deck. Here's our beautiful, beautiful Death and Taxes deck. We can even change it so you can see the whole thing. Shoop, shoop. So, we went 3-2 this league. Our league, we lost to Esperblink, we lost to Living End, and then we won against Dimir Oculus, Blue Belcher, and Ruby Storm. Honestly, the 3 we won felt really good. Oculus, I think Oculus is not a great matchup, but I'm well practiced against Oculus. We have someone on our team that plays it, so it's possible. So that's an okay matchup. Belcher, honestly, Belcher's very powerful. Belcher has their combo, but White Orchid is an all-star. Destroying lands. Flicker Wisp is an insane all-star because Flicker Wisp can just blink their lands that never come back. It's gorgeous. Other than that, we kind of push forward through. After Belcher, we played Ruby Storm. Name of the game of the Ruby Storm is speed is a thing, but also kind of controlling the only artifact and creatures they ever have. And then trying to control their graveyard are really the ways to go. New cards that we had this build. We brought in Crystal Barricade against Storm. They killed it. But they also, if they killed it, that also means that they they had to waste a turn to do it. And when you're playing against Storm, every turn counts. They can just kind of win. So, Pest Control is the other new to the sideboard card that we had. We didn't bring it in, but I still think it's great. I feel like it'll be just insane value against energy. It's there against Titan. A couple other things, of course, Hammer if we ever see that again. But so I think there's probably, I'll take a little look on the way or in between games. Like I said, I would really like to have a 4th Flicker Wisp in there, but I don't know where we have it. The old builds, we had a 4th Flicker Wisp and a 4th Ephemerate. So really, like, our Flicker power was much higher. So let's see where we end up with this. Other than that, I think it's a cool deck. I think it's pretty powerful in the meta, and I think that this build still is where we're going to land for next time we play.